How's it going, YouTube? Got FourthStarTCG here, and today we are continuing with my PSA 10 Japanese set-based EX set. And boy, do I have a treat for you today. We are taking a look at PCG3 Rocket Gang Strikes Back. This is the Japanese version of English EX Team Rocket Returns. It is quite the set with quite the high number of amazing EX cards. And this was actually one of the sets that I completed the earliest. I completed it several years ago. So without any further ado, let's get into it, and I will start showing off these beautiful cards. So first up, Rocket's Scizor EX. This is honestly all of these cards are amazing, but this Rocket Scizor is one of my favorites. Just the artwork perspective there. Hikaru Koike's artwork really suits these Rockets EX as well. And this is super cool. Scizor, one of my favorite Pokemon from Generation 2, and it is just beautiful. Just an amazing card there. And as you can see from the certain number, again, most of these cards were graded quite a while ago. From several different sources, I think I picked up a complete mint set of Rockets EX from eBay. As you can see, most of the cert numbers are going to be, relatively, some of them you'll actually see are from the same submission. Next up, probably the most valuable card in this set, Rockets Mewtwo EX. I've actually been lucky to have a couple of copies of this card in a 10 in my collection. It's just so amazing. Probably the most expensive card. I think I could confidently say it's the most iconic as well. Mitsuhiro Arita artwork, that 3D Arita artwork that he did with the EX era, very, very nice. I wouldn't call this my favorite artwork in the set. I do think, while it's iconic, while it's special, I think there is some better artwork in this set. But again, just a beautiful, beautiful EX card. And this was one of the first cards that I got. I think this was in one of my first large submissions of Japanese EX. And getting this card in a 10 at the beginning really helped me to it showed me that I could do the Japanese EX set, that I could proceed with it and be able to complete it once I had gotten those big cards out of the way, like Rocket's Mewtwo. Next up, probably one of the lesser cards in this set, but still cool nonetheless. This is actually very expensive in English, the Rocket's Hitmonchan EX. Again, that Mitsuhiro Arita artwork, very nice. As you can tell, some of these cards vary between first edition and unlimited. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I don't distinguish between first edition and unlimited in my collection. For Japanese EX especially, there's really not, first edition isn't inherently rare. It's actually often, first edition is the most printed of the set, and that was especially true for this Rocket Gang Strikes Back set. Most of my EXs are first edition. So not having one being consistently rarer than the other, it kind of throws off that exclusivity argument that a lot of other first edition sets like the WotC ones have. So next up, Rocket's Scizor EX. Again, beautiful artwork. Goes so well with the Scizor. Let me grab that just to show you how good those look. That very similar background. You've got the Scizor on one side, the Scizor on the other. Just beautiful. Such a huge fan of these cards. This is probably all of these sets are so amazing. I find it very hard to pick favorites. And if I do, I end up saying that everything is my favorite. Next up, Rocket's Entei EX. Again, all of these Rockets EX cards are heavy hitters. They're just crazy. And as you can see, again, this sort of matches up with some of the other Rockets EX cards. You can see that I kind of got these all in one submission, which was really amazing for me. that PSA return, again, is probably somewhere back on the channel. Next up, this is kind of interesting. This technically is not part of the set. I just wanted to show it off really quickly. It is the Rockets Moltres EX. It's got this really, really nice hollow pattern. Try to catch it a little bit in the camera. You can sort of see it there. It's like this pixel sort of dust hollow pattern. Maybe if I can, yeah, there we go. You can see it just a little bit there. So this came in deck kit, so it came in the black deck kit actually, along with the Rockets Articuno, which was in the silver deck kit. So these were technically not part of the Rocket Gang Strikes Back set. So while I have the Moltres in a 10, I actually don't have the Articuno in a 10, but again, that's fine because it's not technically part of the set. So that's why if you're familiar with stuff like EX Team Rocket returns, you're thinking, all right, well, where are the Moltres and Articuno? They came in a separate product, so therefore they are technically not included in my collection. That's like the same stuff with all the EX Emerald EXs. Those were all promos in Japanese. So there is no Japanese EX Emerald set. Next up, Rockets Cooney X. This is probably my favorite artwork out of this set. Just the beauty, the way that Ryu Ueda was able to capture this Suicune with that sort of 3D style artwork. So beautiful. Suicune, just the look in like Suicune's eyes there. It is so amazing. This is actually a card that I have doubles of just because it's so nice. Just so really just very happy to pick up these cards when I can. It's so beautiful. Really just blows me away, these EX cards, and this is why I collect these cards. It's just every time I look at them, it's just really nostalgic and exciting. Just remember back when I was a kid thinking about these cards and you know how crazy it would be if I could have one of them, and here I am today with a complete set. So next up, Rocket Sneasel EX. This is one of the harder to find EX cards in this set. I'm not sure what the population numbers are, but just from my experience, you know, you see the Suicunes every now and then. They're popular. You see the birds because they're promos in the deck set. The Mewtwo pops up every now and again because it's popular. The Scyther and the Scizor, again, popular Gen 1 and 2 Pokemon. But this Sneasel, not very common. So very happy to have that one in my collection. And now on to the final two cards. Again, there's no like weak EX card in this set. Other sets you've got like Muck EX or something, Delcatty EX, which are like, they're nice cards. Wigglytuff EX, they're nice cards, but they're really not necessarily amazing, blow your mind cards. Every card in this set is amazing. Rocket's Zapdos EX. So this is the only one of the birds which was actually included in the Rocket Gang Strikes Back set. So this one, again, just a beautiful card. Such iconic artwork. The dark artwork there really looks so nice. I really like that dark green background. It's a unique choice, and it's really cool. So very, very excited to have that card. And last but not least, this actually might be giving the Mewtwo a run for its money for the most expensive card in the set. You know, I'm not super on top of the recent sale prices for these Japanese EX cards just because it's, you know, coming up on a year or so since I've completed this set. So thankfully, once you complete a set, you don't really need to worry too much about the prices. It's the Rockets Snorlax EX. This is just beautiful. I'm lucky enough to actually have this card in English and a PSA 10 as well. But just, you know, look at Snorlax there. He's enjoying himself. He's having some food to eat, got some fruits and veggies there, just having a big snack and really enjoying himself. So some great, again, that 3D Mitsuhira Arita artwork that works so well on these EX cards. And again, that beautiful, beautiful hollow pattern in the background think we got a swirl there. Is that like an S swirl or something? I don't know, man. Yeah, right about there. Or maybe it's just off on the side. But as I've said throughout these videos, anytime there's a card with a swirl in it, that doubles the price. So whatever this card's worth, double because of that swirl. Man. Alright, so that is it for the PSA 10 Japanese Rocket Gang Strikes Back EXs. If I were to pick my favorite of the set, I think it would have to be the Rockets Suicune. Let me just yank it out from the pile here. If I had to do a top 3, it would definitely be the Suicune, the Mewtwo, and the Scizor. I really love the Scizor artwork and the just EX style. The Mewtwo is so iconic and so cool, and the Suicune, again, my favorite artwork and my favorite EX card out of this set. So thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stick around for more videos.